Welcome to the show. You are one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit that Liberty Bell button to get all the updates and videos here on YouTube for the show One-on-One with yours truly. We're going to start into the Week 2 review of the NFL. If you want a more in-depth view of it from my recap of Week 2 of the NFL regular season, you can go to westhesportsguy.com and read that recap on that website. Going into it, first off, I'd like to say congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. You have finally won a game. Congratulations. Just to put this into perspective, the last time you did win a game, Barack Obama was president of the United States. So take that in for a moment and realize that it's been a while. So congratulations, you got a victory this season. Good job. Going into the Week 2 review of the NFL, the first game that I highlighted was Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers. In Pittsburgh, by the way, Mahomes is off to an amazing start, an historic start, you could say, to an NFL season. He has 10 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He's only been sacked a handful of times in the first 2 games for the Chiefs. He's becoming a legit quarterback very quickly before our eyes, and you could also make the case that he has plenty of talent to throw the football to, getting those 10 touchdown passes, which, yes, I agree he does. But at the same time, it takes a good quarterback to make those throws, and Mahomes is definitely doing that for the Chiefs this season. So by trading away Alex Smith and giving the reins to Patrick Mahomes, it's looking like a pretty good decision right now for the Chiefs, and they're capitalizing on it right now with a 2-0 start to the season. I'm sick and tired of ties in the NFL. We've already had 2 so far in the first 2 weeks of the season, the Vikings and Packers, another game that should not have ended in a tie. We can get into the conversation about whether or not burping a quarterback is an actual thing, whether that should be a penalty, and also the fact that kickers are just having terrible starts to the regular season right now in the NFL. But regardless of that, we also did see an amazing pass by Kirk Cousins that ended up being the game-tying score to Adam Thielen. It was just, you talk about threading the needle. It was right between 2 defenders' hands and dropped right into Thielen as he was falling into the back of the end zone. An amazing throw by Cousins, and also a good catch on top of it by Adam Thielen. But again, besides the point, no more ties in the NFL. I'm tired of it. We need to get away from this. It's over with. Go to the college rule of some kind where we don't have a tie. This isn't soccer. It's football. We need a winner. And the last game I want to highlight is the fact that Fitz-beard the Pirate has finally shown his true colors with that amazing outfit. Look on your screen here. An amazing outfit by Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, all he needed was the pirate hat, and that fits perfectly with his nickname. Fitz-beard the Pirate has arrived. The Buccaneers are off to an amazing start, 2-0. They're going to be playing the Steelers at home on Monday night this coming week for Week 3 in the NFL. He's firing on all cylinders. Another 400-yard passing performance, 4 touchdown passes. I don't think he could do anything wrong, except for the fact that he needs a pirate hat. Put it on your head, Ryan. Live up to that nickname. It's yours. Take it. Run with it. Time for the segment that won't be pre-ordering the latest iPhone. Do you remember?
You remember?
Do you remember that the NFL and its Hall of Fame members have apparently a board of trustees, if you want to call it that? Well, I had no idea. Now that I do, apparently, Eric Dickerson, who is the head of this, sent out a letter and a memo to basically the NFL and all media outlets in question to basically demand that the NFL pay for the Hall of Famers' medical expenses that are occurring as we speak. I mean, you know, the NFL has a concussion problem, and a lot of former players are not getting the adequate medical benefits to help curb any of their expenses and the cost that's coming to them with having to pay for all the medical coverage that they're getting right now in order to stay a functioning member of society. Well, a part of that letter, 2 names, Kurt Warner and Jerry Rice, went ahead and said that they did not endorse the letter, nor was Jerry Rice even a part of the board that was supposedly created by the NFL Hall of Fame. Now, one thing Eric Dickerson is not shy about is speaking his mind and being very blunt about things, which I do appreciate. Eric Dickerson is one of the best examples of this, and I appreciate him bringing this to the forefront. Now, he's kind of curbing it back a little bit and not saying it's just Hall of Famers that need this, but all former retired NFL players need some kind of help after football. Now, they do get a pension. Now, the pension doesn't take effect unless you played 5 full seasons, or 5 seasons, I should say, on an active roster in the NFL. That's when you do get an eligibility for a pension. But on top of that, the NFL Hall of Famers are kind of making a subtle threat here too, that when the 100th anniversary comes with the NFL for its Hall of Fame induction, or its actually season, I should say, that Hall of Fame induction, they're going to boycott it. Well, Kurt Warner and Jerry Rice didn't endorse that letter, nor are they endorsing the fact that they're going to boycott that Hall of Fame induction ceremony. They're not going along with this. Now, on top of all of this, Eric Dickerson says that if you just pay $350,000 a year for every Hall of Famer, that's only going to add up to about $30-40 million that the NFL is going to be paying for these players and their medical benefits. That's all he's asking for, really. Seems fair enough. At the same time, though, I have to ask this question, and I've asked it before. If you had the choice, would you do this again? Knowing what you know now, would you still play football? Most of these guys would say yes in a heartbeat. There's such a love for the game, they would still do it knowing the risks involved. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, nor did it take a rocket scientist and myself to not pursue a football career. I didn't have the speed, the agility, the size. I knew I wasn't going to make much of a player. Sure, I could have played, had a little fun with it, of course, but at the same time, I would have been creamed. And it doesn't take a doctor to tell me that I'm going to have some problems if I go out there constantly hitting my head with another person's head. It's going to happen. I'm not knocking them for making the decision, but at the same time, you should know the risks without a doctor telling you. And the NFL does take some responsibility in not taking care of its former players, but also at the same time, the Players Association has done a horrible job helping these players out going forward. Biggest example I have of that is with the current rule that they have in place with Roger Goodell being the judge, jury, executioner, you could say, with player discipline. That was collectively bargained, and the union agreed with that. Whose fault is that? That's your fault. You agreed with that. You could have made that a sticking point and not agreed to the current deal you have. So now with pensions and medical coverage, that's going to be a big issue going forward with the next one, as will player discipline. I'm sure of it. But make no mistake, this is just one little demand, and pretty soon they're going to be asking for stuff like,
yeah, and we're gonna ask for more money in Medicare, too. That's right, yeah.
List goes on and on and on after that. Time to finish this episode with my feel-good story of the week, coming from the Major League Baseball Milwaukee Brewers, and a young fan by the name of Michael caught a home run ball by Christian Yelich, who doesn't seem like it's much of anything. I mean, it's a normal occurrence. Maybe it was his 100th home run or something of that nature. No, it was actually Christian Yelich's home run of his second cycle that he has now accomplished this season for the Brewers. Getting one cycle in your entire career is rare in itself, but getting 2 in the same season by one player, that is very rare and does not happen every day, folks. But the young fan Michael got the home run ball that completed the cycle for Yelich, and they made a fair trade. Yelich autographed a baseball bat for the ball, and they took a picture afterwards, as you can see on the screen, thanks to the Brewers Twitter feed of Yelich and the young fan Michael posing for a picture with all 4 of the baseballs of Yelich's cycle, single, double, triple, and the home run ball as well. Congratulations to Christian Yelich, to Michael for getting the bat, and it's been a very, very exciting season for the Milwaukee Brewers. Looking like a playoff team right now. Hopefully they can stay in one of those wild card spots. They're on the outside looking in for the NL Central, but it's going to get really close down in the end for the MLB postseason. I'm going to be talking more about that in the coming weeks. I will see you next time here on One-on-One with yours truly, Wes the Sports Guy. Make sure you subscribe and hit that Liberty Bell button, and go to westhesportsguy.com to check out all the week reviews of the NFL. NHL and NBA season are coming around as well. Tune in for that. Make sure you bookmark that page. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but I'll be back in about 2 weeks for you here on YouTube. Until then, I will see you next time.
Cause I've been down so long that my crown is gone.